Welcome to the Purpose Driven CEO podcast with Sean Copeland.
Hello, my name is Sean Copeland, and I want to welcome you to this episode of the Purpose Driven CEO. And today, I'm going to talk about a topic that is really, really important to me on a personal level, and that is the magic of gratitude. Let me tell you why it is so critical to me. I spent about 3/4 of my life up until this point not experiencing gratitude. And here's how my mind would work. I was always looking to the future, always trying to achieve more, always worried about what might not go well. I had a true scarcity mentality where I always felt like things were going to go wrong, that, even though I had a great job, my boss was going to realize that I wasn't as smart as he or she thought that I was. My clients were going to find somebody they liked better, and all of a sudden everything was going to fall apart. Well, when I was 35 years old, we had put a group together and purchased Regent Bank, and we went through severe financial troubles, all because of the mortgage crisis of 2008, 9, and 10. By the time we got to the spring, February or so of 2009, it didn't look like we were going to survive. We were saved. The bank was really saved by a miracle from God. We got a capital injection at a time when we needed it the most, and it taught me something very, very important as it relates to gratitude, and that is that I was not in control. I thought that I was. I had this visual of myself controlling my life all of these years, and what I now know is it was just a delusion. All I can do, and this is a very important principle, I think, to live a life of gratitude. All I could do was to realize that I can do my best every day. I can prioritize the day as best I can. I can be as responsive as I can work hard, I can be kind to others, I can do my very best, but at the end of the day, the result is up to God. It is not up to me. And a great analogy for this is growing up on a farm. My father, each fall, would plant wheat. He and I would plant wheat for the cattle to graze on and ultimately sometimes to harvest. And what I began to realize is all we could do was plant the seed. We could plant the seed. We could actually put down fertilizer, but that's all we could do. We couldn't make it rain. We couldn't make the sun come out. We couldn't make the seed sprout. None of that was within our power. The only thing within our power was planting the seed. That's how I now look at life, is I realize that all I can do now is plant the seed, do my very best each and every day, and the rest, much like that seed sprouting into a wheat plant, is up to God. So one of the things that I learned during these most challenging times is that we can actually program our minds to be more grateful, and gratitude is extremely powerful. Let me tell you where I initially learned this. There is a book called The Happiness Advantage written by a great guy named Shawn Achor. Shawn grew up in Waco, Texas. He was just kind of an average kid, just like me. He applied to a number of different schools and ended up applying to Harvard because that was always his dream. Because of a very unique set of circumstances, he was selected to go to Harvard. He went to school there. He did well, worked very, very hard. He went away, got his master's and PhD, and then ultimately was asked to return to Harvard to teach a class called Positive Psychology. Now, when he was teaching this class, he was a psychologist, and as he was teaching this class, he began to notice that many of his students, and ultimately 80% of his students, had tendencies that appeared like they were clinically depressed. So they would be irritable or angry or despondent. Maybe their attendance in class wouldn't be real good. And so as he talked to them, he learned that the reason behind this, the reason that they were all depressed, was because they felt like they were letting everyone down. They were used to being number one at whatever school that they went to, and now that they are at Harvard, they are not, and so they feel like they're letting themselves, their family, their hometown down. So he began to wonder, well, what about the other 20%? How come they are not depressed? They obviously have the same, makeup, the same scholastic success, the same highly competitive drive. Why aren't they depressed? And what he realized is they were not depressed because, like him, they were just grateful to be there. When he was a student at Harvard, he would wake up and look around his dorm room, and he was just in awe. I can't believe I'm at Harvard. And he would walk across campus and look at the statues and the beautiful trees, and I just cannot believe I am here at Harvard. When he would get into class, it would be hard, and he wasn't the top student either. But still, he looked around and just thought to himself, I am so blessed to be here at Harvard. And he realized that with him and with the 20%, these grateful thoughts that were going through his mind began to overwhelm the other thoughts of depression and frustration and that he was letting people down. That is what propelled him to get through school in a successful manner. Well, he began to realize that there were certain things that you can do to literally program your mind to be more grateful. And I want to share those with you today. And these were the keys to help me get through the most difficult time of my life. Number one, you can write down 3 gratitudes each and every day. 3 things that you are grateful for that are brand new to start each and every day. Now, this gets tough after years, but it is pretty amazing the things that we have to be grateful for. Number 2, you can spend time in prayer or meditation for 2 to 3 minutes about something or multiple things that you are thankful for. Number 3, you can journal for 2 to 3 minutes. It's really kind of whatever you prefer. You don't have to do all of these. Just one of these works fine. So journaling for 2 to 3 minutes about something that you are thankful for. Number 4, providing a random act of kindness to another person throughout the day. This does an amazing thing to change our mind and to help us feel better and more positive. And and number 5, exercise. Always spending 30 minutes a day. This is the least favorite of all of us, but spending 30 minutes a day, getting your heart rate up by at least 20% will really change our mind to help us become more grateful and more positive. Now, I want to share something with you that I just read the other day, and I love it. And it helps us take the things that maybe we aren't grateful for and help us realize how grateful we should be. So one is, maybe I'm not grateful for waking up early, but I am grateful for having children that I love, because they're typically the reasons that we have to get up early. Maybe I'm not grateful for a house to clean, but I'm very grateful that I have a safe place in which to live. Maybe I'm not grateful for laundry. Nobody likes laundry, but I am grateful that I have clothes to wear. I'm not grateful for dishes to wash. I'm the dishwasher at our house, and I don't like seeing them pile up, but I'm very grateful that I have food to eat. Maybe we're not grateful for crumbs underneath the table, but we're certainly grateful for family meals. Maybe we're not grateful that we have to do grocery shopping, but we're certainly grateful that we have the dollars to provide food for our family. We're not grateful for toilets that have to be cleaned, but we're very grateful to have indoor plumbing, which most of our grandparents didn't have. We're not grateful for lots of noise sometimes, but we're grateful for having people in our lives. And we're not grateful about endless questions about homework, but we are sure grateful that our kids are learning and growing whenever they ask those questions. Joel Osteen one time said the key to gratitude is to picture your life without the things that you are frustrated about. You don't like your house? Picture yourself homeless. You don't like your car? Picture yourself walking to work. You don't like your job? Picture yourself unemployed. You don't like your spouse? Picture yourself all alone at home. These types of things will allow us to program our mind. And I can promise you that the magic of gratitude is that over time, it will begin to drown out these other feelings of, scarcity, anxiety, fear, worry that we might have in our lives. Gratitude is truly a remarkable emotion that can begin to change the way that we look at the world. So thank you so much for being with us today and enjoying this episode of The Magic of Gratitude. And we will see you next time on The Purpose Driven CEO.